Why, hello there. You want to gamble? How about gamble with your life? Because there's some parts in life where you do not cheat. Or maybe it's more of the fact that when you are here, you are definitely segregated into the place of what is life and what is death, and also to be worshipped like a goddess, although you clearly something very corrupted. Hi, for those who are listening, this is the Angry Anime Fan, the Despair Reviewer, and this is Eden Zero, Chapter 50! Yeah, 1 year of publication, and we have had 50 chapters. Just 30 more, or maybe even 50 more, and we will perhaps get an announcement of an anime. Although, to be fair, this special announcement was pretty downplayed, if you ask me. I expected a popularity polls, but no, we did not get that. I mean, granted, we did get the color page, but still, it wasn't as overwhelming as I thought it was. The Angry Anime Fan here to bring you this chapter. First off, the color page though, it's basically to embrace the summer, about the sexy girls being in sexy bikini dresses and the Homura being a little bit shy. It's worth noting that we only see Sister and Hermit are a bit barely in this background as the maidens. I do not see Witch anywhere. And why do we see Sister? I mean, I know she has a pretty impressive rack, but her personality is not exactly girlish, especially the way she talks. I guess it doesn't matter. Either way, Shiki greets someone who is very similar to be modeled after Toka. And even Rebecca reacts similar to how Lucy reacts when Natsu is doing something embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Wise is not with them because he's on a brink of figuring out a new weapon. While Hermit is helping him, she has mentioned that she is limiting that fact. And he mentions that he was supposed to finish this until they have reached Sun Jewel, but the old man pulled the trick, and he does not trust the old man. Granted, we do not know who this old man, Captain Connors, really is either. All we know is that he's the captain of Eden 1, but that can mean anything. So he will stand and guard the girls in Moscow. Although it's you can justify that he's perhaps not doing this out of real good intentions. As you all know, he's a little bit of a pervert when it comes to the girls. But hey, every girl needs a knight, right? And I think if Sister could kick ass, I'm pretty sure she could kick ass. Either way, they have arrived in Sun Jewel and in the casino area, the casino paradise. Oh yeah, and by the way, we see a quick cameo of Natsu and Lucy from Fairy Tail. But you know what? There is one couple we are actually missing in this casino, and this will be perfect place to have them cameo. Because after all, she was the luckiest girl in that manga. You could set her aside in a casino and she would win the dough. Yes, I'm talking about the Hiromashima's Thirst main couple, Haru Glory and Ellie. Alas, I cannot see them in this chapter. Either way, they are in the casino exclusive for VIP. How Rebecca and the gang got into here, I have no freaking idea, but hey, it is what it is. And Rebecca's even put up a nice style, although Happy says it's to have for nice followings. And it's also worth noting that even Pino is in a nice dress. But then suddenly, Homer begins to scream out that she's looking for her master. Yeah, it's very clear she has some kind of social disorder. There has been some implication that she may have some kind of spectrum or something because of the way she acts. And given to the fact that Pino says that they should split out to find information, all she just suddenly out yells everything else. As Rebecca says, they cannot stand out too much. It's worth noting that everyone seems to be pretty shocked when she has screamed this one. But they don't say anything else. But we do see a robot pigeon looking at them. Then suddenly Robbers appears. Okay, that was not a very subtle cameo. But some robbers appear wielding masks. One mask is that of Plu and the Nikoras. But the the leader's mask is Ichiya from Fairy Tail, the ugliest 25-year-old ever. And we even see a close-up on that. Either way, they are gonna do robbery, and everyone except Homura and Shiki kneels down because Shiki is Shiki, and he just mocks the big face as the robber says it's a mask. Shiki says he's a bad guy, and he makes quick work of them. That includes also Homura, who also does quick work with them. But then suddenly things take a little strong turn for the worse as the people celebrate of the saving. Suddenly a light beams down on the robbers as an announcer says, "I will not allow such crimes to my planet." The people all around calls this one the Scarlet Woman. And apparently the robbers knew this would happen, but they're also surprised it happened. Something about they had knocked out the satellite jammer, possibly implying that they were intending to rob her by jamming the satellite. Because suddenly the light beams down as it says, "Be soaked in scarlet," as the people celebrate, almost similar to a god, someone worshipping a god. As the light emits, all that is left is a red stain. Is that from the light effect, or could that be bloodstains? No presence of the bodies, completely evaporated as the people celebrate and saying there's no place for evildoers, the most peaceful planet. A person walks forward to Shiki and thanks them for the heroic deeds, but also said it wasn't necessarily because as long as the Scarlet Woman is here, this planet is safe. However, Rebecca is not amused by this because she does not consider this safe. And indeed, it's true, if you cannot rob this place, then maybe in a way you are free. But as a lot of people said before, this planet is segregated. It's divided between the rich and the poor, and we'll get to the poor in a minute. But the fact that the people worship this Scarlet Woman almost like they worship a goddess hints at a very strong god complex at this new character. Because yes, we are introduced to a new character, and no, it is not Elsie Crimson. The title of this chapter was The Scarlet Woman, so we all assume it was gonna be Elsie Crimson. Granted, her last name is not Scarlet, it's Crimson, but we all assume it was gonna be the Elsa copy. But no, we're introduced to a new character who is called the Scarlet Woman. Rebecca is shocked by either way this execution because she considers something wrong. And then we meet the one. Apparently this beam is from the satellite blades, monitoring or executing every person on this planet. While the Scarlet Woman calls it divine punishment. Yes, she undoubtedly considers herself a goddess. And by the way, this person is actually meeting someone. And who is she meeting? Well, none other than Drakenjo. He is here. And but yeah, the Scarlet Woman is definitely not up to any good. And more than that is the fact that even Drakenjo calls this woman divine, while she justifies it's my job to protect people. But no, I don't think she is protecting people. I think she is holding people hostage. If you think about it, divine punishment, protecting people, robbing, yes, that is definitely not something you should do. However, judgmenting them like that almost seems to imply that if you follow rules, you will be happy. And as we all know, what happens when you follow too many rules. Either way, Drakenjo is meeting her because he wants her to locate the Eden Zero. We have not heard what he heard from Master Noah about Eden Zero, but it's clear now that Drakenjo is after Eden Zero. He smells money from that. Well, Drakenjo, prepare to meet your maker. Although it's very likely that Shiki won't beat him in the first fight, it's very clear that in the end he and Shiki will clash. And Shiki must win! Because he's the main character. But then the robotic pigeon we saw a long time ago goes to the slum district. And yes, it's indeed a slum district. It is factories and many things more. Meeting up with a strange guy, almost dressing like a rebel leader or somehow even a worker. And he sees a picture of Homura and says that she has come all this way here. What should we do? Lord Valkyrie, as we see a shadow of Valkyrie. And the chapter ends. As I said before, we will go back into the poor. This divine punishment and the fact that it's segregated between the poor and the rich implies that if you follow the rules, then you will be happy. And Valkyrie is on this planet. The people reacted to shock when Homer has screamed out about Valkyrie. So is it possible that Valkyrie is leading a rebel faction, wanting to overthrow the Scarlet Woman? Maybe very likely. I actually wondered, would perhaps we would see Valkyrie be the leader of a rebel alliance. It's not yet confirmed if it is a rebel alliance. Hell, we don't even know exactly what the Scarlet Woman is, but the fact that she meets up with Draken Yo, I do not consider her a good person. What else is there to say about it? Yes, this divine punishment. It's truly something very scary, and we're directly jumping into this arc. We have no clue of what Kathy Carter really is, but we have met our antagonist for this arc. Unless Draken Yo appears, we can assume that the Scarlet Woman is the antagonist of this arc. Hey, I mean, wouldn't it be a twist if it was Valkyrie who's the antagonist of this arc? But either way, this fat guy leader seems to be familiar with Homura. Maybe because Valkyrie has talked about her. But you know what I wished from this Rebel Alliance? I wish we could have seen some aliens and not just humans, because there's one thing I am criticizing in Eren Zero manga, is the fact that so far we haven't met an alien on the side of the good guys. And that can be interpreted in many different ways. But we'll see, won't we? We'll see. Either way, we're jumping into this arc. I'm looking forward to seeing more. What do you think? Give me your thoughts.